Good evening, everyone. How are you guys tonight? You guys are live here in the World of Chalk Paint group, and Signopoly has taken over the World of Chalk Paint group this month, and they've given me a really cool Signopoly project to do. So this is my Signopoly project that we're going to finish up tonight. So my name is Brandy. I'm the owner and artisan behind Brushed by Brandy. I'm a Dixie Belle Paint brand ambassador, and I'm really proud to be here to represent Signopoly because they are a Dixie Belle Paint retailer. They're a small business like many of us, and I'm super proud to support them. So what Signopoly does is they make all kinds of wood carving cutouts. And you can go to signopoly.com and you can see, you can order them in individual quantities and have them shipped to your home if you want to do projects for your decor. These are also great for classes if you're a retailer or have a brick and mortar shop and you teach any kind of classes. These are really fun. They're really nice quality product, and they come ready to paint. So this piece right here, I went ahead and I laid a base coat on, and that's because I really want to put the decorations on it with you guys tonight, more so than just paint the base coat. So this has, I did a single coat of Dixie Belle Caviar, which is a solid black. I put it on with a sponge roller, and I did that mostly because I intend to paint this all, but I want the creases in here to be black. So I want those definitions to be black. And then I gave myself a couple of random white spots. These are done in Dixie Belle Fluff, so that I can decorate those with a white background. So we're gonna go ahead and put decorations on this. I don't want my heart to be black and white, although I did think a black and white design with gold in it would have been really pretty. But I decided I'm gonna go ahead and use this transfer. This is a, you guys, I have to apologize. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm a little nasally. I'm super congested. This is by Maisie and Willow. This is their Abstract Romance transfer. These are also made by Prima Marketing. And it's a smaller size transfer, so I think it's perfect for me to cut up and use on this smaller project. So I really want this to be the main focus of my piece. So I'm going to cut this up, and I left some of these larger spaces open so that it could be the main focus of my heart. I think these would be really fun in a class setting because you can put out a whole bunch of any kind of products. Some of them redesigned with Prima products, your Dixie Belle paint, and anyone taking the class can really design this any way they want. So I'm just going to use a razor blade, and I'm actually going to use the lines in the heart to go ahead and cut my transfer to size. All right, so that was just a straight razor blade. Let's hope I cut all the way through because it's a really old straight razor blade too. So of course I need to cut it again. Go ahead and use my scissors tonight since I got the oldest razor blade ever.
That requires a tetanus shot?
Yeah, basically. Got a little bit of rust on it. Super questionable. You guys, Billy and Ellen are the owners of Signopoly. So if they're on, I hope you guys will come on and say hello to them. I got to meet them at the Bells and Bow tour just recently. All right, so I feel like this is a pretty good size. I can always trim it on the piece as well, but I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of my transfer on here. So I'm going to line it up with the lines right on my heart. Let's see, it was better this way. My straight line I cut could use a little bit of work, and I'm going to need to seam in an extra piece of my transfer down here at the bottom. And that's okay, because I'll just add another piece down there and you won't know. Whoops.
Hello.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't have it stuck down and I moved it with my hand. I'm just going to place that again, push it down, and I need a transfer tool.
I'll kick on the Jeopardy music.
Sorry guys, I forgot my transfer tool and it wasn't in my tube. So now I'm going to rub my transfer on. So this is a great way for people who are taking classes to be able to try out the transfers in a small quantity. And I'm going to use pieces of this transfer kind of all over my heart. That's my goal. And then I'm going to use I'm going to pull out some of these colors in my transfer and use them in some stenciling and some other designs. So I really think of it as this heart is kind of like a sampler platter for a whole bunch of different designs. I'm going to cut this top up here to the curvature of my heart. Again, with the dullest razor blade ever.
I just want to make sure to get it on camera for the doctor.
When I slice my finger open for our insurance company, they love that. And I have another piece right here to cut off. I've done that before. I used to work at a supermarket in high school, and I took a razor blade and just sliced my thumb open, and I still have the scar from that.
So you have 9.5 fingers?
Yeah. One's just a nub.
Do I get a refund if I was trying to marry a 100% person?
No, sorry. All right, and then I'm just going to press this down with my hands. Look how pretty that is. And then I'll go ahead and come down here and I'm going to fill in this spot where, let's see, I'm going to kind of try to match it up. So this side ends in a green and this side has more green in it. So I'm going to use this end and I'm going to go ahead and cut it roughly to the size of my heart. This is also a great project. I keep all my transfer scraps. This would be a great project for transfer scraps because it doesn't take a whole lot. And you can kind of piece them together and make some really fun designs. So now this should,
in theory,
fit this little edge of my heart here. So I think I'm going to use this to hang on our front door for next month is Valentine's Day. But I've seen these done in a whole bunch of different designs and there wasn't one I haven't liked yet. So keep them coming. If you guys have a signopoly heart, I'm loving seeing them. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and burnish my transfer. And what that means is I'm just going to rub over the top of it. This is the Dixie Belle finishing pad. I cut mine into 4 pieces. I think this is a 4th. And I just rub over the top of it. And this gets out any of the air bubbles in my transfer. Any edges that aren't fully attached, it will work those down. And now that's really nicely attached. So then I think I'm going to do this other design that came in the same transfer here on this big square here. So it's kind of a combination of this gingham pattern and the floral, and then I'm going to also do some stick and style stencils in the red and the greens. I'm going to pull those out of my pull those colors out of my transfer. Are you guys making fun of me?
No.
You guys
not used to work. Not used to you working on flat surfaces like that.
My husband Sean is here. If you guys have any questions while working on this, go check out signopoly.com if you want to see what designs they have. So I just cut this one. This one's got a pretty good sized square on the bottom. And I just cut it to size. I want to make sure I line it right up with my piece. And then I'm going to commit, rub it on there, get rid of some of these. So I could see this being like a really therapeutic project to work on. Just getting out your paints and some extra transfer pieces and just really designing something kind of creative because there's no right or wrong way to do these. I want to cut this right to the edge of the shape here.
Well, I'm thinking of a wrong way to do these.
Yeah, well, Sean's creative spirit is lacking a little bit. All right.
That's why I have you.
It's going to be perfect. Yeah, I'm the designer. He's the doer. He implements my ideas. It works good. It's a good partnership. I highly recommend it.
I think I get robbed.
So I love that these come paint ready. I didn't have to sand this or anything. I was able to put just a coat of paint on it. And then I could go right into starting to decorate it and really get an idea for using some of these products, be it the transfers or the paint. So this one, same. I'm short a little piece up here, so I'm going to come in and match up my pattern. So let's see. I'm seeing if there's a side where the pattern would match. I need to cut this a little bit.
Too much.
Too much. Okay, and now I can match up this pattern here and cut it to size. So with this transfer, I can mark it with my fingers to the curvature of my heart. I just go in here and kind of score it with my fingers. And then I've got a line on the back that I can just follow with my scissors. I'm cutting it a little bigger than where I scored because I've learned the hard way about cutting a transfer too tight. You only get one go at it. And then I'm going to piece this in. Perfect. Got a little bit of excess up here at the top, so I'm going to trim it a little bit.
With that fine.
It's my super nice razor blade. A nice X-Acto knife would be really nice right about now. But I go through razor blades in mass quantity, so I just use them rough like this. There's nothing pretty about the tools in my workshop.
I'll make sure to keep that away from our insurance company.
We have insurance? You're kidding. One of us has
It's optional.
One of us has a real job so that we can have insurance.
One of the kids?
Yeah, hopefully. All right, so I'm going to continue to mix these up. I think I want to use the floral over here. I left some of the bigger ones open for my floral because I really want that to be the dominant pattern here. I really love this floral. It's bright, it's fun. It might not be something that I was so comfortable using on a furniture piece, but this is something where there's really no right or wrong way. So I can just go with things that I like and not be worried that I have to put them in my house to stand the test of time. You know, it can really be a statement of my taste, which is a little bit bright, a little bit fun. Well, I don't know.
So are you saying that your taste shouldn't go in the house?
No, I just think people are a little more nervous about things they put in their home. Like a large furniture piece versus like a sign or something that you can really have fun on and change out with the seasons. So I feel like I can be more free on this project than I might be on, say, if this was a dresser. So I just scored the back of that and I'm cutting my transfer. I'm going to cut off this excess down here at the bottom. And hopefully this fits. This would be fun to just get some of your girlfriends together and just like let everybody play around.
I'll give them a call holder.
Yeah, not your girlfriends. I'm sure they want to come over for craft time. Honey, we were just doing crafts. Nope, not buying it. that. So I think this one will be the floral. Let's see, we probably need to put some of the gingham right here. What do you guys think? Get right up into this corner.
Oh, now you're going to angle it, huh?
Yep, I'm getting a little crazy. These creases are really nice because I can cut it right to the size just using the creases in the heart. And it's a little large down here at the bottom. So let's cut this off. And then this is what I'm talking about. These are those scrap pieces that I would keep, and I can use them to fill in other places if I need to. And then I'm going to put some stencil on here, I think. My transfer is a little bit big down here at the bottom. Drag my razor blade right along the edge, and I just trimmed it.
Air bubbles are your friend.
Yeah, they are. Once you see the air bubbles in between the transfer and the backing,
I may have heard that somewhere.
then you know that they've separated. Yeah, Sean might have made some of these videos with me before. This is a great way to practice with a transfer, is to start off with a small piece. I see a lot of people in their first transfer is one of the, large 6-piece ones. And those are intimidating. Some of them can take can take me a couple hours to apply some of those more difficult transfers. So then I use my fingers and I rub it over the surface of my transfer to make sure it's all adhered down, and then my Dixie Belle finishing pad kind of seals the deal. Put that right here. Let's go ahead and play with the stick and style stencils. So this is these are by Redesign with Prima. These are the stick and style stencils, and it comes in a roll like this. And I can cut one piece of this stick and style stencil and use it repeatedly over the surface of this heart. So I'm just going to cut a piece of it that's big enough to do one of these sections, and then I can use it over and over and over again. These come in several different designs. This one here is kind of a small, I don't know, what would you call this? A little floral almost. And then once I stick it down, because it's got an adhesive back on it, you don't get stencil bleed through. So I have about a couple colors. One of them is Dixie Belle Barn Red, and I just thought this pulled out the reds from my transfer really well. This one's on there. Oh, there we go. I have a bad habit, and I paint out of my paint container, so the lids tend to get a little bit stuck. And then I'm just going to take some of my Art Basics stencil brushes. These are also from Prima Marketing. And a little tiny bit of paint.
Bingo. It reminds me of those little splotches for bingo.
What?
Never mind.
What are you talking about? The little
ink pens at the end.
Oh.
I don't mean to get all technical.
Yeah. No, sorry, my mom never went and played bingo.
Mine didn't either.
No, she didn't? Not that your mom seemed like the bingo type or anything.
No.
You didn't think so?
She wasn't. Thanks for trying to go there. I'm gonna deny you entry.
So I kind of want this to be a combination of like patterns and textures. And then I can peel this right back up. And I've got a perfect stencil. Perfect. Then if I come in here and I can find the repeat pattern on my stencil, because I got this little corner up here, it wasn't big enough for that. So I'm going to find the pattern repeat, right, say there. I don't want to touch this part where my paint is still wet, and I'm just going to stick it down up here, and then I can come back and get that part that got missed. There, perfect. And then I'm going to take this and I'll reuse it. Let's see. We'll come over here and do this spot right here in the stencil pattern. I can really just mix and match colors and patterns and textures. And so I'm going to stick down my stick and style stencil again. It does have some paint on it, so I got a little paint on my fingers. That's okay. That adhesive back means that I can stencil this fairly quickly without getting any bleed through on my stencil. It comes out with a really clean, nice, crisp design. And they just came out with some new designs for the stick and style stencils. Were just released, what, 2 weeks ago? Last week? Make sure I got good coverage, and then I can peel this right back off. And I can keep using this over and over and over again. So what should we do? One more down here in this corner. Let's go ahead and do one more. You'll be surprised how many uses you get out of a single piece of this stick and style stencil. And then playing on this heart lets me kind of play around with a bunch of my different materials without feeling intimidated. Peel that off. There we go. Ta-da. Super cute. So let's see what's next. I feel like I need the floral to come up here and maybe another spot down here. Excuse me. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put the floral up here. Where did I say? Right here, huh? Yeah, I like that spot. Okay, so with my razor blade, my trusty old,
literally
passed down for generations razor blade, I'm kind of lining it up to the edges of my heart, and then I'm going to feel for that crease that's in here somewhere. Where'd it go? Way over here. There we go. And I'll run my razor blade right down the edge of that. So my other idea for this was to use all the black and white transfers, like the leopard and the zebra, and just do black and white and gold. But then I felt like, oh, it's a heart. So for Valentine's Day, I wanted a little bit of red in here. All right. So once I finish this up, I will go ahead and seal this, and I could use either one of the Dixie Belle clear coats, or I could use one of the Dixie Belle waxes, Best Dang Wax, and run a quick coat of sealant over the top of this. I think it would be really cute if I drilled some holes in it in the top and hung it with just a string of jute, like jute roping, and hang it from my front door. Although we have 2 front doors, so usually I try to find 2 of whatever I put up there. I might need to buy myself another signopoly heart. They're making gnomes, Valentine's Day gnomes, which are super cute. I saw Pam from 44 Marketplace was working on one of the signopoly gnomes. which are usually considered to be like a Christmas item, but I think it's so cute the way that they incorporated it into a Valentine's Day design. He's got a little heart on his hat. Got one little part of my transfer right here that's not stuck. So I'm just going to work over it again. And then sometimes I'll come peel it from the opposite direction because I can just press it down with my fingers instead. So you can kind of see where I'm going already. I like this section right up here I feel like is done. And this section here. We need to do something else up here, which is probably the gingham comes up over here. See if I have enough. Oh, I do. How lucky is that? That'll kind of be it for my gingham pattern. Unless I piecemeal together some scraps in a small place.
What's that pattern called?
Are you making fun of how I say gingham?
No. Just makes me think you need to bust out in a dance.
Like Gangnam Style? No, it's a little bit different.
And go.
A little bit different. I'm going to try to save some scraps of this and see if I can get another small. I don't think I have any that are small enough though. Peel away my backing sheet and this will go right on here.
I'll go ahead and get that later.
What are you getting? My garbage that I'm throwing all over the floor?
The free help.
There's no such thing as free help. It costs me dearly, believe me.
Keep it up and it will.
I fully intend to. So you guys, I hope you'll go follow my pages. I'm Brandy with Brushed by Brandy. Got some new cool pieces coming out. I've got 4 pieces almost done. I hope you'll go follow Signopoly on Facebook. They've always got new designs coming out. Place that on there. Come back with my finishing pad and go over the top. And I can see right away that I'm getting out air bubbles in this transfer. So even after I've rubbed over it with the stick and with my fingers, there still can be little pieces of air bubble in there. And then I'm going to come do this little tiny section right here in the Stick and Sell stencil, but I'm going to put it on the black background this time. Really going to mix it up.
You're living dangerous. Danger your middle name.
But I'm using my same piece of Stick and Style stencil again. This Dixie Paint in Born Red. Oh, got a little bit of on that corner. Well, I like it on the black background. That's really fun. I'm going to come put some over here on the black background. Let's do this one right here. I could even pull in the green, would be really pretty. A custom mix of Dixie Belle and Daisy and Tree Frog Green makes the most pretty chartreuse. And I think that would be really, really, really pretty on here. So I'm just dabbing on my stencil design to make sure that I get it fully covered. And this is another one I'm going to need to place the stencil again, where I'll match it up to the pattern. Super cute. I'm matching my pattern so that I can come do this section over here. I love how reusable these are. Like, it would take me forever to go through a full roll of this stick and style stencil. All right. What do you think? Love it.
Hold it up.
So I kind of feel like I might do maybe a solid color here. Maybe I'll pull in some of the green here and here to finish it up. I think pulling in that green would be really pretty. But otherwise, you can kind of see my direction, that I just kind of want to mix the patterns and the textures all over so you get a little feel for everything. I think I'll pull a little bit more of my floral down here. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I am going to drill some holes in it and hang it with a jute twine so I can use it on my door with just a door hanger. But I think these are a super fun project. So thank you so much to Signopoly for having me on. You guys go and support Billy and Ellen. They're small business with a great quality product, genuinely a great quality product, great customer service. They ship out quickly nationwide. They offer a variety of patterns and designs, great for classes and great for your own personal home decor. You guys can order Dixie Belle paint at the link above in my post, or find your local retailer there as well. My name is Brandy. I'm with Brushed by Brandy. I hope you'll give me a follow on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube. And but I'm going to sign off for tonight. You guys have a great week.